Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at some of these charts, starting with obviously Bitcoin. But overall, the crypto market is taking a bit of a dump, isn't it really? This is your total too, crypto market excluding Bitcoin. Yeah, pretty hardcore. I mean, let's have a think about even XRP, for instance. Every crypto bro's best friend and 20%. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's almost as if it came out of nowhere. Not really. Here we go. So, massive crypto dump is due. I said that 3 days ago, and that would be 3 days prior to the dump taking place. That is really what it's all about, I suppose. I'm not here to try and say I'm the best or whatever. I remember making that video going, this is not going to be very popular, and then it wasn't popular. And so I had to follow up the next day with saying, I think the reactions that I got on yesterday's video have almost confirmed that something like this is going to happen, because people were just going mental about it. As emotions are in the market, crypto emotional reactions 2 days ago, and then yesterday, finally we saw the final rejection on Bitcoin, which led to the continuation for altcoins. Look, getting ahead of the market is what it's all about. I appreciate that an unpopular opinion is not it's not very attractive, is it? But it's just the way that it is. Anyway, using the charts and the tools that I have in front of me, I'll try my best to work out whether or not it's going to go back up again. Okay. So let's have a little peep. So we did Patreon live stream last night. It was okay. I felt like we were halfway through the dump, to be honest with you. There were some supports on some altcoins, but they're not going to hold if Bitcoin isn't going to hold, or if the rest of the market is going to hold. This is just an example of what we were looking at yesterday. We were floating around the 20 moving average and the 21 exponential, and we've lost it. This is just for Atom. All altcoins are different. They're all slightly different, and none of them really are behaving themselves. I'd say, for the most part, that they're all just reacting as one, which is why I said in that video, massive crypto dump is due. Not one particular altcoin, just all of them combined, because they're all looking very similar and needing to come down dramatically. Our target was roughly around 20%, but depending if the altcoin itself has already mooned, gone up, 50, 80, 100, you'd probably be looking for more, 30, 40%, perhaps maybe even 50. People get used to high prices and getting used to, almost like forget what it's like to have a move like this. I don't forget. I don't forget at all. Anyway, that's the situation that we're in right now. So yeah, like I say, a lot of altcoins were at some kind of support last night. I wake up this morning, they've lost those ones, and they're now at a second type of support. This is not a good example, Atom, of anything at any kind of support, to be honest with you. We've lost it here on the daily and on the 4 hourly, really. So we might as well look at the strong ones, really. The ones that determine the market's moves. One of them being Ethereum, which is now at a 50 exponential moving average on the 4 hourly, which is a golden cross retest. If there's a chance of a bounce, it could happen here. My problem is this, unfortunately, which is the problem that I've had, all week. Overheated money flow index reads, especially above 95, are a place to never be. You don't want to ever enter into a trade when the money flow index is that high, because it's just it's all about risk. That's just saying the risk is too high. No, Ethereum is relatively tame compared to the others. 8.5% move down. That's no big deal. But the problem I've got here is that obviously that was very hot, and we're still relatively hot. If we do move straight back up and make a new local high from here, we'll most likely get bearish divergence, and that will lead to another move down. Probably, unless of course the emotions flood back into the market and everybody's super massively bullish again, and people forget about reads like this. All I'm trying to point out is The move so far has happened as a result of what we saw on the charts at the end of last week, obviously the beginning of this week when I made a song and dance about it. Massive crypto dump is due. And people didn't like it. Oh, no, what are you talking about? You don't know anything. Only up is allowed. But it's not. So we've seen Ethereum is at a support of some. Also XRP is at a support of some. It's basically a horizontal $3 zone between a 21 and a 20 moving average on the daily. No bullish divergence. You're not going to get bullish divergence on moves that are so rapid and fast. The only thing you could get potentially would be a V-shaped recovery from a decent support like that 20 moving average that we've seen just now. But even that, I mean, we can still come down further. I mean, the 200 exponential on the 4-hourly is $2.77. And that would be the first golden cross that we would have retested since the original one back down here. Again, in the absence of bullish divergence, it makes it less likely to see that, but, maybe we see it. Maybe we don't. The one thing I want to talk about as well is that actually yesterday stocks were up. Stocks were closing up higher, new all-time highs in fact. And we might even see a little pullback on those today, which could emphasize any downside move in the rest of the market. The Bitcoin dominance chart has launched up high, plenty of bearish divergence or hidden bearish divergence on this particular move, and we're moving into a 200 simple moving average and exponential. Beyond that is the center of a Bollinger Band. So this is still a series of lower highs, lower lows, but it is also a support on a 50 exponential. I'll be looking for this to get rejected between anywhere between now and 63.5% dominance, and then continue with its downtrend. That's what I would expect to see. Doesn't mean that it will happen. That's what I would expect. Anyway, long story short, allow for the pullback. That's kind of what we expected. If it goes down a little further, no big deal. This kind of all happened very fast, but just to let you know, again, it has happened very fast, but we knew about it, didn't we, before it happened? So, down is as good as up, really, when you're prepared for it. So I'll leave it with you there. If you want to join the Patreon, there's links in the description below. The next stream is on Friday. It's on Sunday, so we'll have a look together about what the hell's going on with the markets again. But until then, just allow for it to just do its thing. I know it's upsetting to some. Certainly will be upsetting to those who are particularly upset on Monday's video. I can only imagine how upset they'll be right now, but I don't think this is the end. In fact, this is just a pullback in the context of a bull market, which is what I said that day before the dump took place. It's the context, of higher highs, higher lows, structurally sound for continuation in an uptrend. On a weekly, unfortunately, 4-hourly and daily, are not showing any signs of letting up anytime soon. That is that. I'll leave it with you there. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.